Hey, good morning, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. It is Thursday. It's 8:01 here on the East Coast. It's still cold. It was 19 degrees this morning when I came in, but it will warm up. Here's how you get in touch with the show, 706-889-9700. You can always call the show or text me if you'd like to be on the show. You can send me a text message, and that's a 24/7 number. Sorry, I got to turn the actual phone on so you can. And there's all the social media ways you can follow the show. Now, that being said, let's get started here. Yesterday, the outrage went, and I was so upset yesterday because when the legislator from Virginia, I forget her name, was being asked, and and she said yes, the mother could be dilating and going into birth, the child going into birth, and you could still abort the child. So the Virginia governor, now, first of all, anybody that believes, I have said this on this show in the past, anybody that believes there's still a moderate, okay, there's still a moderate Democrat out there. Hopefully, we're going to be able to take what that piece of garbage Andrew Cuomo did up in New York, governor of New York, signing his bill. Do you realize Cuomo even lit the top of the World Trade Center, the new World Trade Center building? He lit the top pink in congratulatory, of the bill to murder children all the way to birth. Wow. No such thing. Now, let's keep in mind the bill in Virginia did fail. But listen to the governor in Virginia yesterday as he tried to answer the questions that was going viral over the internet yesterday. Go with that one, Josh, that video.
When Fairfax County Delegate Kathy Tran made her case for lifting restrictions on third trimester abortions, as well as other restrictions now in place. And she was pressed by a Republican delegate about whether her bill would permit an abortion, even as a woman is essentially dilating, ready to give birth. And she answered that it would permit an abortion at that stage of labor. Do you support her measure, and explain her answer?
Yeah, and I wasn't there, Julie, and I certainly can't speak for Delegate Tran, but I would tell you, first thing I would say, this is why decisions such as this should be made by providers, physicians, and the mothers and fathers that are involved. There are, when we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. And it's done in cases where there may be severe deformities, there may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So I think this was really blown out of proportion.
There's not a single person in the world that supports that.
Do you think it got blown out of proportion, Governor Ralph Northam there in Virginia? Do you think it got blown out of proportion? The baby would be delivered, kept comfortable, okay? Now, somebody asked me yesterday, and I won't go into great detail, but somebody asked me yesterday, was there ever a time that I'm okay with abortion? And I can't answer directly when there's a time I'm okay with abortion, but I will answer there's a time when I feel the discussion belongs to the privacy of the family, okay, whatever the situation may be. There's a time I feel where that belongs to the privacy of the family, and I'm not getting into, I believe life starts at conception, and I believe there's a heartbeat, and I believe the good Lord has decided to wire us with a heartbeat to start and a heartbeat to end, okay? Pretty simple as that. So when a heartbeat starts, it's going to keep beating until the good Lord decides that the heartbeat stops. That's my take on that. Now, this bill was defeated, all right? But I do think that now it has come full circle. You can't find 10%. Now, I'm going to use 10%. You can't find 10% of the country that agrees with what I call murdering an unborn child, okay? They're determining the disability. They're determining the viability of the fetus. Okay, and remember what Hitler did for the perfect. What Hitler wanted to do to create the perfect race. Just look it up. Just take time, look it up. The perfect race. Then go look up, take a time and look up with this outrage here, just take a minute and look up the beginning of Planned Parenthood and the intent on inner city black babies to discard them, the black race. Oh, just look it up. Don't take anything from me. I'm not asking you to take anything I say this morning. I'm only asking you to go do your own research. The founders of Planned Parenthood, dig deep there, okay? Hitler's perfect race, dig deep there, look it up. And do not, for any reason whatsoever, do not believe, okay, that there's a such thing as a moderate Democrat. There's no such thing. They are gone. They are finished, okay? This is a party that upholds murder of children. This is a party that upholds crime. This is a party that feels there should be no borders. There's nothing good in the DNC at this time that you can look to. So it has really become. Now this is something I don't want to spend all. We have Carla's Corner at 8:30. I don't want to spend all 30 minutes. But this is exactly why the Kavanaugh hearings looked and they acted and they treated them as they did is right here. And we have states, okay, that are setting up their abortion laws, preparing for the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, in my opinion, will not end Roe v. Wade, will not, okay? But they will turn it back to the states. That's my opinion, okay? So look at what's happening out there, the murder of children. I got upset yesterday, and let me say this, okay? Here in Georgia, we do not have a heartbeat bill, all right? And the representatives out there know who they are, okay? And I know some of the people that pull them around by the nose. And the heartbeat bill we don't have in Georgia, okay? And we claim every single time you get something in the mail, all right, from these politicians, they fight to see who's the most pro-life, okay? And I'm not telling you that Georgia has bad pro-life laws, okay, abortion laws. I'm not saying that. But we could go another step further with the heartbeat bill here in Georgia, all right? And yesterday I got upset because every time I turn on social media, there's a certain representative, not all, that will not shut up about constitutional carry. And although I believe in constitutional carry, and I believe in our right to bear arms, and I do say, well, it's kind of rough that we have to go down and pay somebody for our constitutional right to get a permit to exercise our constitutional right, although I'm with you for the most part. I just wish you would take the time to blast some of this stuff out here when it comes to abortion as you are with constitutional carry. I've just had it with having to hear that 7 days a week here in Georgia, like the world's going to end if we don't have constitutional carry. But there's no all of them that pertain to Paul Ryan. I want to go through those. So if you are new to the show, I have said over how long, a great period of time, what Paul Ryan was not doing, okay? During the shutdown, I said, well, we're talking about something, okay? I cannot read that across the room, but Paul Ryan, okay, promised the President of the United States, former Speaker of the House, promised him, okay? And I said on this show, did the President get duped? And I hate to put it that way. And there's some things about the government that Trump has to hope that these people are not stabbing him in the back. And Ryan went to him and said, look, if you pass this omnibus bill, all right? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it is not hard to figure out why the Republicans do not have the purse strings. And no, I'm not happy with Nancy Pelosi having the purse strings. Okay? But it is not hard. I go all the way back to the start of this show, and I said over and over, when the Republicans got control of the House and the Senate, did they learn their lesson, or would they treat it like Dennis Hastert and Fisk? Fisk? Is it Fisk? Senator Fisk was the majority leader in the Senate. Would they treat it that way? Would they just spend like, George Bush's first 2 years? Or did they learn their lesson? And for some reason, Republicans or Democrats, they just spend in different ways, but they never learn their lesson. Because they don't care, folks. They don't care about the debt. They get what they want, okay? If this thing collapses, called the United States of America during your grandchildren's time, they got what they wanted. They could say what they want. They're that selfish. They're that evil. They're that ruthless. They'll get what they want. Now, we all remember that Boehner put the omnibus bill. Now, think about this, folks. When Trump comes out and he says this, okay, exclusive, Trump says Paul Ryan reneged on deal to fund wall for omnibus signature. Okay? Who did John Boehner and Paul Ryan make sure they had every single thing they wanted in their budget, funded everything, and made sure they got all the way through their administration? Barack Hussein Obama. John Boehner went and passed an enormous omnibus bill. Okay, then he had an omnibus bill sitting on the desk, all right? And that's what we heard out here in America. And Paul Ryan came, and he was supposed to be our fiscal hawk. And remember when he was with Mitt Romney and he's running for office, he's our fiscal hawk. Well, he's a fiscal conservative. We were happy to have Paul Ryan because we had a conservative, fiscal conservative here, right? Well, Paul Ryan becomes Speaker of the House, and he blows up the budget and the debt. And what does he come and tell the American people? It was on my desk when I got there. It was baked in the cake. The cake was on my desk. There was no way I could start over. There was no way I could send it back to appropriations. Folks, we have so many. Why do you think the government shutdown was a partial shutdown? Because they can pull different appropriations out anytime they want. Anytime they want. They just come and slam all these appropriations bills together, call it an omnibus, and get a signature and move on and go skiing. So Ryan gave Obama everything he wanted all the way through to the end. So Donald Trump becomes president of the United States. They knew they were not repealing Obamacare. They knew they would not make it happen. Trust me, I don't care what the Republican House did. I don't care about the ceremony on the South Lawn, on the Rose Garden. I don't care. They knew that when it got in the Senate that it would nosedive. They knew that, the Republicans. And Trump could have had his money for border security. The biggest campaign promise, and you take a Republican, the biggest campaign promise the President of the United States made to the American people was to build a wall. Now, everybody keeps yelling, okay, about he said Mexico would pay for the wall. And I said early on in my show, you know what? They'll never be happy until, they see the big check from Mexico that says, USA, $29 billion, and there's a picture of the big check presentation. You and I both know that was never the way it was going to happen. Now, the President of the United States, the disastrous, they don't talk about the disastrous NAFTA trade bill. The President renegotiated a trade bill with Canada and Mexico that gives an enormous change to the dollars, the value of what Mexico has to pay to get into this country, or what we are going to increase in revenue through the New Deal that was when they scrapped NAFTA. So Paul Ryan takes the biggest campaign promise the President of the United States makes. And Paul Ryan can put billions of dollars in anything at any time. Paul Ryan goes to the White House, this is my opinion, and he says, sign the omnibus bill. Remember I told you. Remember Trump came out after he signed that omnibus bill, and I cringed, and he said, I won't do it again. I won't do it again. It won't happen again. And he didn't. So Ryan comes up and says, hey, here's what you need to do. You need to sign this omnibus bill, right? And after you sign this bill, let's get through the midterms, and then I'll get you your wall, your money for your wall. Well, Ryan knew he was never going to give the President of the United States the money for the border security. He knew it. You and I knew that Ryan lied all along. Now, obviously, this coincides with, give me you got a picture over there, and I'm sorry, I wasn't able to send Josh the pictures numbered this morning based on some things happening with my computer. All right. Give me the one from CNN that says Foxconn changes plans for a Wisconsin plant. And it's CNN, and it's the President of the United States. That's fine. All right, find another one I have there. But wait a minute. Foxconn changes plans for Wisconsin plant. The media is salivating over this morning. That Foxconn, a Taiwan company, has decided that they're going to change the direction they're going. They're not going to do all the jobs. It's going to be more of a scientific research center with some higher end jobs and not so much production like they originally thought. Now, I'm not for sure what happened here, but remember when the deal went down with Foxconn that Scott Walker was at that time the governor of Wisconsin, okay, the governor of Wisconsin. And second, now we have the new governor, the Democrat, I forget his name, of Wisconsin. And Trump did a lot of bragging about this plant because this company came and said, look, if you give us, was it $4 billion worth of incentives, we're going to come in here and we're going to build this plant and it's going to employ thousands of people. And Trump said it's going to be like the eighth wonder of the world. It's beautiful. And give me another one that says that on there. Foxconn changes plans. There it is. He was out there. Foxconn changes plans in Wisconsin. So between Paul Ryan and Foxconn, the media is so happy that there's a possibility, all right, possibility of, hold on a second. The media, there's a possibility of, taking Wisconsin out of the pocket there for the president in 2020. I want to go back here. Trump says Paul Ryan reneged on the deal once, and once he went lame duck, it was just really an exercise in waving to people, and the power was gone. So I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed in Paul because the wall was so desperately needed, and I'll get the wall one way or another. Now, a couple things, other things that are happening today. Let me pull this up. GOP, the intel community. So President Trump, you go ahead and take that one down. If you find anything that says intelligence community or intelligence or CIA or whatever, you can put that up, Josh. The intel community and Trump, they're not on the same page. And this is if you ever thought that somebody was stepping into the deep state swamp, this is it. Trump seething at intel chiefs. If you ever thought for 1 minute that the President of the United States went to Washington, D.C. to drain the swamp, do you realize this is probably the first president, and I can't remember since when, that actually had the nerve to rebuke or talk about the CIA, talk about the FBI, talk about the intelligence community? Folks, I'm not going to sit here this morning and tell you how bad Gina Haspel is, how bad Dan Coates is. But the intel community comes to Iran, North Korea. What has the intel community got now that for 24 years, the failed policies in North Korea? 24 years. I go back all the way to Clinton and George W. and Barack Obama, 3 times 8, 24 years of failed policy in North Korea. All right. They say that Kim Jong-un wants to keep his nukes. All right. Possible. Iran, ISIS. So what do you think? Do you think Guaido or whatever his name is in Venezuela may be the new propped up CIA? Might have went down there and propped him up. It might be who they're telling Trump is going to now run Venezuela. Folks, you need to do your research. I don't have time to do it all, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. The GOP poised to rebuke Trump. This is out this morning from the Hill. Frustrated Republicans, it's time for the Senate to reclaim more power over foreign policy and are planning to move a measure Thursday, today, that would be a stunning rebuke to the president of their own party. GOP lawmakers are deeply concerned over President Trump's reluctance to listen to senior military and intelligence advisors, fearing it could erode national security. They say the Senate has lost too much of its constitutional power over shaping the nation's foreign policy and argue that it's time to begin clawing some of it back. Powers over foreign policy has shifted to the executive branch over the last 30 years. Many of us in the Senate want to start taking it back, said Republican Senator, closely allied with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Over the last 30 years, we've had 3 very, very, very deep state. Think about the last 30 years, who has been the presidents, who has been held the executive office there, all right, in the last 30 years. And they want to claw it back from Trump and take the power away from him because he doesn't, what do they say, kowtow, kiss up to the intelligence community for everything. President's getting an intel briefing today. We'll see what happens. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for Carla's Corner.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
We're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas, stuffed garlic knots, breadsticks, bone-out wings, pasta, and new Cinnabon mini rolls. We're the $5 lineup with the best sides for your pizza.
$5 each.
Choose 2 or more, $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Okay, folks, we are back. I'm your host, BKP, and it's time for Carla's Corner.
The lighting has been adjusted in here. This is the second week in a row. I look unhealthy.
Okay, we'll work on that. Okay. This is Carla's Corner, Thursday, 8:30. Carla looks unhealthy. I don't know why.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay, while you're trying to figure this out, this is over. Now, I asked them, I told them, don't get me involved. It's not, I love it, but the ladies here have this over $200 in value in this right here. And I'll tell you what, Hometown Floors did an awesome job, and they're also one of the gifts in here. There's over $200. Then they're sitting around, they're like, well, what should we do? So you got to go to Fetcher News Facebook page, and then you have to write your favorite love song.
Favorite love? I have to write like the lyrics?
No, just the name. You have to give the name of your favorite love song. And it's going great. Everybody's writing in there. There's over $200 here. You got dinner for two to River Street Tavern. You got movie tickets over here. Just don't get stuck going to one of those romantic comedies. But the fancy theater, the 2 movie tickets over here.
Mountain Cinemas.
Yes, I mean there's a lot in here. So anyhow. So do you have Valentine things happening?
Mountain Cinemas, we're having our business connections there next month.
Right.
Our business after hours. We're pretty excited about that.
What else? Mountain Cinema, when they opened up over there, that theater got me like back to the movies. Not that I never went to the movies.
That's how Charlie was.
Is it?
Yeah, he was like.
I'm not against going to the movies, but. Man, when you can go and, you can go, and, I will say this, I don't know if you've done it, but I see people bringing their blanket.
Oh, we bring our blankets every time.
Do you?
Yeah, the first time Charlie came and he sat down in the chair because he was running late, he was meeting us there, and he sat down and I hit his buttons, and his stuff started happening. He was
She
like,
admitted she pushes Charlie's buttons.
Are you kidding me? Like, he laid back in his recliner, and he was like, yes, yes.
I'm thinking next movie, Take My Blanket, because, I mean, I tell you
We
what,
always take our blankets. The kids take theirs. I take mine.
Wow.
Charlie wished he had mine when we was at the... He was like, I want to snuggle with a blanket.
Yeah, exactly. You take your blanket, you get some popcorn, and you watch the movie. Or you can, I don't want to get too long there, but you can have a full meal there.
Yeah, and a glass of wine.
Yes, and a glass of wine.
Just throwing that out there.
Just throwing that out there. Anyhow, you go to Fetch Your News Facebook page. Fetch Your News Facebook page.
When are you giving it away?
I don't know. The details are on there, and you have to write your favorite love song in. The details are on there. Find the Valentine's basket.
Do you have a favorite love song?
Ted Nugent, Stranglehold.
Oh my gosh! So there was this guy. I was
Really?
finding
You
on
want me to
social
do
media.
that?
I was trying to find this person because sometimes I have to find.
Did you say, oh my God?
Yeah. So this person had a couple of profiles.
Oh my God.
And you could tell, like, they weren't trying to be conspicuous about the fact they had multiple profiles. But anyway, the point is that I saw that this person liked Ted Nugent. Okay? I'm like, what a freak. But then when I find the alternate profile, he also likes Ted Nugent on the alternate profile. I'm like, you really got to like Ted Nugent to like him on alternate profiles.
Okay.
But why? Like, why go through that much effort to like Ted Nugent? Just
because I will do this. I'm not going to name anything, but I'm a child of the 70s. Don't start out there doing your math, okay? But I'm a child of the 70s, and I do have my Pandora station that I absolutely love, 70s light rock. I think 70s light rock is the greatest decade ever in music. It's really neat because if you check it out, like you're listening to a light rock, like America.
America's good.
You start listening to these, and you'll realize you go and you look, and these are like some long-haired old hippies that are just really got it mellowed out, you know. So
well,
anyhow.
if you listen to that.
So that's all I'm gonna say. I don't
no,
have
that radio. What's that radio station? 97.1 The River. 97.1 The River. They every morning. It's like the WLJA obituary readings. Well, this concert was canceled because this drummer died, and 10 years ago today, blah, blah, blah died. And I'm like, this is the most morbid thing. Just play music and quit talking about all this sadness.
70s light rock, my favorite. There you go. So I don't have
Anywho.
Do you have a favorite?
Do you have a favorite love song?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Thank you.
I like lots of music, so I couldn't pick one.
Do what?
I like lots of music, so I wouldn't be able to pick one.
Yeah.
I have actually two. I have an anti-Valentine's Day playlist, and I have a Valentine's Day playlist.
Yeah, what?
Hmm?
Yeah, wait, tell me that again.
I have an anti-Valentine's Day playlist.
Anti? Why anti?
Well, there was a time in my life where I wasn't so excited about Valentine's Day.
Oh, so there was a day where Valentine's Day you could not have given a blank.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your anti-Valentine's Day list.
Yeah. I can't remember. The Valentine's Day one is... I can't remember.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, Valentine's Day is 2 weeks away from today.
Yeah, sure. Okay. What do you want? What are you telling me? A hometown florist. Guys, I'll say it's for guys. Hometown florist. There's a $50 gift certificate in this to Hometown Florist. I mean, you could get the balloons, the flowers, everything. Tell Charlie.
No, Charlie won't give me flowers.
He won't? Anyhow, moving right along. We have 2 weeks. So what else? I guarantee the wineries, I guarantee you have a long list.
Well, okay, so, I think last year, and we may have new viewers, I don't know, but last year we talked about the heart-shaped stone at Fort Mountain State Park in the tower.
Yes.
The whole story behind that. If you want to know that story, you got to go to our website, read the blog on Valentine's Day. I'm not going to read the whole story. But on Saturday, February 16th from 2 to 3, a ranger will be doing tours and telling the story of the tower. And it's like a hike to the stone wall, the West Overlook Trail, which is close to the tower. So if you wanted to go and tour the tower, you can actually do it every Saturday in the month of February. But on maybe for a romantic Valentine's Day thing, you could go for a hike and learn about the Stone Heart, and that's kind of a sweet romantic getaway. And if you wanted to, on top of that, book a stay at the Overlook Inn, which is a bed and breakfast near Fort Mountain State Park, where you can have a romantic weekend getaway kind of thing. You can also rent cabins. We got plenty of cabins that would make for a beautiful romantic weekend. Obviously, like you mentioned, we have the vineyards. Chateau Maitre is hosting their annual Valentine's Italian dinner night, which includes a 4-course catered dinner, served family style, with a bottle of wine of your choice, a souvenir glass, and live music. There is not very many tickets left to that available, so if that's something you want to do, then you need to take advantage of it now. Fainting Goats will have their red wine and hot coffee and cheesecakes for 2, along with live music. You could also do a dinner for 2 at Smokehouse Country Grill. They're doing a Valentine's Day dinner for $16.95. Your choice of flat iron steak or a half rack of ribs, 2 sides, salad, toast, and also enjoy a red velvet cake or a sugar-free chocolate pound cake. Obviously, like we talked about, you can do, after a dinner for 2, go see a movie at the movie theater, or you could win this package and then you're all taken care of. Valentine's Day, Southern Flair is going to have 2 crafty classes. On February 15th, they're doing a boho chic upcycle workshop, and on February 16th, they're doing a barn quilt painting workshop. So you can do either of those, grab someone, say, hey, we're going to go be crafty for Valentine's Day, or you can go and make a gift for someone for Valentine's Day. Adventure Trail Rides is going to have some specials for Valentine's Day, so why not go do a beautiful horseback ride through the Blue Ridge Mountains? That would be beautiful. Abby's Ice Cream's doing Be My Valentine's Day couples event on February 14th. They'll have an after-hours event with music and sweet treats. You must RSVP for that. On February 16th, you can purchase tickets for the 7th annual GHS Jazz Cats Dinner and Valentine's Day Dance. It will have the high school Jazz Cats dancing, dinner, and a silent auction.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
And then what would Valentine's Day be without flowers? We've already talked about that. You can also pick up a special gift at North Georgia Diamond. They can help you out with picking out. I have some things on layaway.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, lost my spot. Also, Whimsy Boutique is doing a Valentine's Day card making class, so you can bring the kids and make Valentine's Day cards. They have certain time slots, so you need to RSVP. Whoopsie, I went to the wrong thing. You have to RSVP. They have certain time slots still available. But just so you know, literally you have 2 weeks to sort this stuff out. There's time is the 12 to 2 slot on, what day is it? Sunday, February 10th has spots available. The 2 to 4 is booked, and the 4:30 to 6:30 is booked. The cost is $10 per person. They provide the supplies. You get to make 3 personal Valentine's Day cards. If you haven't been by Whimsy to see their new location next to Hometown Florist, it is adorable. They are now carrying women's clothes, all sizes, plus the children's clothes. So check that out. And I think that's all I have for Valentine's Day.
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, I know your kids are getting older. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
You done went down the rabbit hole. Keep going.
Okay. But do the kids still take Valentine's to school?
We're not this year.
So your kids have gotten to the age, or
they did last year, and it was kind of like a drama thing where it was like some did it and some didn't, and it was like, I don't know, it was just awkward, weird. I'm like, let's just don't and say we did.
Also, there's not an age like a grade where it's mandatory?
Nah. I mean, I guess it is in elementary school because they make the little things and they do the parties and exchange and all that stuff. But they're in middle school now, and it's more like, oh, you see your friend in the hallway and you hand them your Valentine.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, it's middle school. That's why I said I know your kids are getting older because, okay, now Do you remember making your Valentine's Day box at school?
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
And you remember you had to make your so that was your art when you went into art class, like you're in the 3rd grade and you went in to do your art, right?
Sure.
You made your Valentine's box.
You know how long ago that was? The fact that you're even remembering it, and I'm like, I don't really remember. I mean, I remember it,
No.
but
And then your teacher handed out a list of every kid in the class to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you went to the store and you got your pack of Valentines. And it said to and from, and you had to sit there. Your mom made you at the kitchen table. To this one.
I had
from
my
so.
kids quit
Remember
writing.
that?
No, I had my kids quit writing the names in the to because I was too worried like we'd spell somebody's name wrong or something, or we'd forget somebody. I was like, just don't write a name on there, and then you'll have plenty, and it doesn't matter whose box you put one in. You don't have to sit there and find the person's. You just drop them in. Done.
No.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with everything today.
Work smarter, not harder.
No. So then you had the little envelopes. You had to put a kid's name on the front. You didn't do that, right? So
One
then
year, Haley made friendship bracelets. I made everybody's bracelet with their name on it. I was like...
So you're going down, and so you're going down the list, and you're crossing out everybody as you do the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in the 3rd grade, and you say, Mom, do I really have to do this one because I don't like this kid? You remember that one? You don't remember that. You won't fess up. That's what we call it, fessing up.
No,
you don't remember.
none of my
Do I
kids
have to
did
do that when I don't like this kid?
We never had that problem. You might have had that problem.
I
I
know
could
that.
imagine you having that problem, yeah.
So anyhow, okay. So then you take them to school, and you put them in all the little boxes, and at the end of the day, you take your box home, all right? Right?
Sure.
Now, I'm going somewhere with this. So then you get home, and you open in all your Valentines, and you have the one there's to and from, all right? And you had to do boys to Bill from.
In my case, there
boom,
was
to
no two.
All right, anyhow, you're a kid. So do you remember the one out of that, like you're in the 3rd grade, that the boy actually went the distance and made a heart on it?
No.
You don't?
I was the girl that got in trouble for beating up the boys. Not too many of them put hearts on my Valentines.
Okay. Interesting.
It's not interesting. You totally can imagine that.
I was just checking. Valentine's Day, I was just seeing what has happened to it since, let's just say, 1970-something. Okay?
I'm sure now you have to, no, that's political. I probably shouldn't say that.
No, you don't need to say anything political. I'm just saying
Okay.
we did the Valentines. We put them into boxes. We made our boxes in art class, and then we took them home, and then, and you find the one, and then you go back the next day, and you give the little girl an extra smile. What's wrong with this? Are we talking Valentine's Day or not? What did I do that's so bad? Why are you
I
crazy?
have stuff I want to say, but I can't say it, so.
I'm just saying.
Anywho, we have Wine About Winter this weekend.
Wine about winter.
But I don't think we're going to be whining about winter.
No,
it's going to be
warm.
like
It's gonna
70 degrees
right,
outside.
It's warming up. It's going to be actually a great weekend, and we know what we have. Do you have a team that you're picked for the Super Bowl, or are you just bypassing that because your team's not in it, or what?
So I'm very excited that Sony Michelle and Gurley will be playing each other in the Super Bowl. That's exciting. But other than that, I don't support the NFL or any messages that they send. So
yeah, I'm with you.
Anti-American.
All right, so the NFL
propaganda.
will be in Atlanta, but it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a really big deal, and it's going to be great weather, and it'll
I'm
be big
excited
for the city.
for Atlanta, and I'm
Right.
excited for this state because the amount of revenue from a tourist
Right.
standpoint, the amount of revenue that it's bringing to our state
It's going to be
is
enormous,
phenomenal.
and the weather's going to be right. So that means all the outside parties that they have and stuff like that will
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it will not be that cold, and that we'll be able to showcase.
Whereas last year we were all, for Wine About Winter, curled up inside tasting rooms by fireplaces, freezing our tails off. This year we might actually be sitting out on patios and
Well, it's been a cold couple days. I tell you what, I'm looking.
I've got my
forward-
jacket on still.
I'm
I
looking
took it
forward
off.
to warming up here in a day or two, but at the same
Georgia
time,
weather, winter weather warning that amounts to nothing, followed by 70 degrees.
what did you think about the
Non-snow day.
yeah? What's
I got mad and went to work.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem we had here at our company is we were not closed, but everything we do, like all the extracurricular activities, like if sports and our sports writers, they were canceled, so we couldn't go. Government meetings, you know, when we go to board commission, we got a lot of counties, city, they're closed. So everything we do was closed down, and we couldn't do anything. And, you know, it was...
We call those paperwork days. Those are the days you get the paperwork done.
Well, I agree with you there. We did some of that, but what was frustrating, what is frustrating is it's 2019, people, and we cannot put computer models together to tell how the weather's going to move.
Yep.
Okay? And to the point where we shut everything down for
I'm just going to say this.
Almost nothing.
I'm going to make 2 points out of this. First point, if meteorologists were treated the same way college football coaches are treated, i.e. non-performance equals you lose your job,
all right, I'll take that.
I guarantee those weather forecasts would get a little more accurate real quick.
All right, so we got a big weekend in Atlanta. So if you come into Atlanta to,
You totally didn't let me do my second point.
We got a second point?
I said I had 2 points.
Oh, I missed the second. I'm sorry.
But now I don't remember the second point because you interrupted
Well,
me.
it must not have been very important.
It was so important.
Was it?
Yeah, but
if you remember the second point, just jump in.
I will.
The snow day, we were talking about the non-snow
Oh!
day. Oh!
Things in 2019 that don't make sense. Why, in 2019, do I still have to dial 1 to call somebody?
I'm with you.
That shouldn't be a problem. This is 2019. Figure that out. Long distance isn't a thing anymore.
Okay.
Just
So
saying.
that was the second thing?
Yeah,
And it was important?
Rant.
Okay. You know what? Was it Monday or Tuesday?
I look ugly when I rant.
Today's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday when it was so cold and everything. I was so tired of social media, people posting a donkey telling me their ass was froze. I was tired of that. I mean, it's not a bad word. I mean, come on. I know it's a kid's show. All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP, and all of the things we talked about. We got a big weekend. It's Super Bowl, all the Super Bowl. You're flying in. You go into the big game. You may be staying an extra day. Come on up to North Georgia, say hello, or if you're already here and you want a day trip down there in Atlanta, come on up and say hello. It's going to be beautiful. But welcome anybody that may be viewing that's coming to our great state to watch the Super Bowl this weekend. We want to welcome you here. Also, everything we talked about.
I keep telling everybody, don't stay in Atlanta. Just stay here. Get a cabin up here. And
right.
Hour commute, easy
boom,
peasy.
right down 515, no traffic, boom, right there. Bada bing, bada boom, all right? I may even drive you. Call me up. Anyhow, everything we talked about is at the Chamber of Commerce website. You go to GilmerChamber.com right there, GilmerChamber.com. If you look in the top right-hand corner there is the calendar of events. You just click on the calendar of events, and everything we talked about is under there in the different categories, and you can check it out. So our entire calendar that we talked about for Valentine's Day, all of the wineries that have specials, the dinner specials, the movie specials, everything is under there. Even you can find our great giveaway here at FetchYourNews.com. Right here, over $200 worth of prizes in here for our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel. And you hit the playlist, look for the playlist, Carla's Corner, and you can find this segment here. You can share it with your friends and watch it later. We're going to take a brief break. When we get back, it's time for tax tips with Beth Bennett when we return.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
We're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas, stuffed garlic knots, breadsticks, bone-out wings, pasta, and new Cinnabon mini rolls. We're the $5 lineup with the best sides for your pizza.
$5 each.
Choose 2 or more, $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Hey folks, we are back and I'm happy to start our first segment of the year of tax tips with Beth Bennett from H&R Block. Now, before I get Beth in here, we've done this a couple years. We'll be here every other Thursday. Okay, every other Thursday we'll be here until April, and Beth will be answering my questions, your questions, and she'll bring topics that are important. Beth, glad to have you back this year. How are you?
It's great to be back. Welcome to 2019.
Well, you know what I want to start out with, and just give you the floor is the first time. Right now, there's laws that change, that go in, they get implemented in different years. So maybe somebody heard, well, this was happening 2 years ago. This may be the year it gets implemented. There may be deductions that you took last year and you thought, well, I can take them again. What are the number one things that people, when they come over and sit down with you at H&R Block at one of your locations, are going to find out this year they can deduct, or the law has changed that they need to pay attention to?
So there were lots of changes last year that took effect in, like you said, staggering years. Probably one of the biggest everyone's going to see this year is the doubling of the standard deduction. So if you were married, I think it was $12,600 last year, so that went to $24,000. So that's really big, unless you itemized. If you itemized, now it may not benefit you to itemize. So that may not hurt you on your federal tax return, but it could have significant impacts on your state, because if you itemized on your federal, then you got to carry that amount to the state return, which was huge because Georgia's standard deduction was $3,000 for a married couple. So if you got $20,000 on your Schedule A and deductions, and only $3,000 is the standard for Georgia, you got to carry $20,000 to Georgia. So that's a pretty big difference for this year. But Georgia did some good stuff last year as well with the changes that happened to the federal, and they actually doubled the standard deduction for Georgia. So Georgia's now went from $3,000 to $6,000 for a married couple. So they're trying to help. That's a big change for Georgia, and I can't remember. I think that was the first big change on Georgia's I talked about it last year. So the federal, this is the biggest changes since I think '86, but Georgia, it was even before that. It might have been the '70s.
What are some of the top things that people that are going to come to you this year, or people that are preparing their taxes, do need to know that you have, that you want to make sure that we get out to people this morning?
So your personal exemptions went away with the doubling of the standard deduction. Your personal exemption went away. but hopefully doubling the standard deductions helped that. They also increased the child tax credit, so that helps significantly. Reduced tax rates are one of the new things out there. That went into effect on your paychecks last year. You had less money withheld from your paychecks unless you changed your W-4 to adjust for that. And then your tax rate when you do your tax return will be reduced as well this year. So that's a big change. One of the big things that's on people's minds right now is, can I file? Should I file because of the government shutdown?
Yeah, I did want to go into that. Before we do go into the shutdown, because I do want to ask you that question. I know people are wondering out there. Now, when is the last day that employers have to get your tax information, W-2, what is the last day to get that to you? And is it like next week in the 1st of February when you start to see more of a rush of people wanting to file their taxes?
So January 31st is the deadline for employers to mail to you. They got to be postmarked January 31st for all W-2s and 1099s. So if you worked for someone, they have to mail it to you by January the 31st.
Are people already coming in and asking questions about a refund? Is there already concerns?
Absolutely.
Are you seeing that?
Mm-hmm. We're already doing returns.
Yeah, right. I know you're doing returns, but I mean, are they coming in? Or are they concerned about they need to wait to do the return, or they're coming in to do the returns? What's some of the biggest questions you get, and what are you hearing? What's H&R Block putting out to tell you, to tell the people that are coming in, the people filing returns that are concerned with this shutdown and their refund?
So we had a news release was it Tuesday? It happened Monday night, right? My days are running together.
I think so.
So news release, that Congress enacted that the IRS will open. They'll bring back their employees. They will be processing returns and issuing refunds. Initially, with the government shutdown and all previous government shutdowns, the IRS did not work, and refunds were not issued. And so that's a really big change, a really positive for everyone, because that was getting us a lot of phone calls. A lot of people very concerned with, because for some people, this is their biggest financial transaction of the entire year. Some people get, right now, this time of the year, people who come in and file now, they're getting $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 refunds. And so it's a really big deal to them. And I think that was probably the biggest driver to get those people their money.
What is, so at this time right now, can you tell people, well, obviously you can't guarantee nothing, and I'm not asking that, but like, we anticipating delays, or did Congress put out something that said, things should run as planned?
They've never addressed that part specifically, just that they'll open on January 28th, which that's typical. So we've always done returns beginning the 1st of January, and then they kind of sit at a host computer and wait for the IRS to open, and then they all go in and get accepted on that first day. But that's typical. And so right now, there hasn't been any kind of delays on our end, that we can see. So I did see an article from the IRS that said, that all their computers are updated. They were ready to run.
And what is H&R Block? What is some of the information they're sending out to you concerning this, or concerning how to answer some of the questions, or some of the things that H&R Block, because it's one of the things that we've talked about in years in the past, is you do get a wealth of information that they help send out to the offices, much like yours.
Right. So being part of a big corporation, we're well connected. We have, liaisons to the IRS and committees and all that, and so that helps us. We're business as usual. We're business as usual. Come in, file your tax return like you would every year. Get it in the system. Be the first through the gate. Get yours processed as quick as possible, and hopefully get your refund back quick. Again, they don't have anything that says anything is awry at the IRS. Everything is good to go. Everything that we've read and seen has said, everything was good to go. They were ready to go at the time the government shut down.
We have here on the screen one of your locations there, and this is Tax Tips with Beth Bennett at H&R Block, and there's a phone number she can be reached. But how many locations do you have? That's just one. How many do you have?
So here in LJ we have 3. So that one there behind us is located at Craig Street, right between Pools Barbecue and the drugstore. And we have one at Highland Crossing up by Walmart, and then we have the one on River Street right here in downtown. So that's 3 in LJ, and then I've expanded. I now have 8 offices, so I'm kind of covering all over North Georgia now. Spend a lot of time in my
so
car.
You have 8 offices?
8.
Do we have all that information? We need to make sure we get that.
You want to put all of them up there?
Well,
I will not pass the phone number test now, Brian. I will fail miserably.
Well, I was getting ready to say, do you know? That was next. Do you have the phone number? What are some of the? And we've discussed this in years past, but it's very important. What are some of the reasons why somebody should come in and sit down with you and one of your professionals that you have in there? What's the benefit of coming in and sitting down with one of your tax preparing professionals?
Well, so one of the biggest things at H&R Block is we really push and require our tax professionals to get continuing education. So they spend a lot of time, and especially this year with the tax law changes, a lot of extra time taking classes, making sure they understand those tax law changes so that we can implement every change in a positive way for you, or to have the least negative impact. Because some of us, for me personally, it's all positive impacts. I'm kind of excited about them. Now my daughter, she's having some negative impacts from it. So for every taxpayer, it's going to be different. So again, their key focus is taxes. It's what we do. That's who we are, right? And so that they're extremely knowledgeable and skilled and experienced, and they know what they're doing, and they're going to be able to find you credits and deductions that maybe you might have missed if you just do it on your own. If you remember last year, I told everyone, even if you don't come to H&R Block, go get a professional to look at it, get a consultation so you can prepare for next year. And over the summer and all year, I've talked to so many people that said, I didn't know that was happening. And I'm scared for people this year.
Well, we've talked about in the past that you need to come in. My thought, and we talked about, if you come in and sit down with a professional, much like yourself and your staff, not only are you preparing the taxes now, your professionals are saying, this is our suggestion for next year.
Absolutely.
So not only are you preparing your taxes, because some people, and we understand that you're busy out there and they want to run in, file their tax, and that's what's on your mind is, I want to file my taxes, I want to get out, and I want to get my refund, get back to work or whatever I'm doing in life. But there's the side where you need, it helps to have a professional, much like your staff, that says, while we're filing this, what I see here that you didn't do last year that would have been a benefit, you might want to start doing this year. So you're able to also counsel for next year's
Absolutely.
tax
And that is
season.
part of our service, and we are here year-round. We're here all the time. You can come in at any time. We don't charge for that service. You can
So you're
come
not
in,
just stopping in and file your taxes. You'll get a
No.
professional. And last but not
Consultation and
least, you're a year-round business. You handle business taxes, corporation filings, you name it. Your business does every bit of that year-round.
We do all tax returns. We can do your personal, your business, your small business, your big business, corporations, partnerships, states, trusts, whatever you got, we can take care of it for you. And again, they're skilled. They spend hours and hours every year getting education and building on that education to be able to do taxes. And it's not a requirement of the IRS to be able to do taxes to have any education. And that scares me. Years ago they tried to implement that you had to be certified through them. And there were lawsuits and it went away. But I was very excited about that because you don't know who's doing your taxes, and you need to ask that question. Are you registered with the IRS?
Tax Tips with Beth Bennett, H&R Block, 706-635-5563. How many locations now? 8?
8.
Beth Bennett has 8 locations to serve you there, and you could call that one. And I'm going to step out and say that if you call and you have a situation where they have office hours, But if you're working and you're busy and you have to ask for something, you will do an appointment. I remember that from last year. So can I go ahead and say that?
Absolutely. We will accommodate your schedule. If our hours don't work for you, you just call the office and somebody will work with you to get you in and get your return done at your convenience.
No matter where you're at, that one location is just one. There's 8 to serve you. Beth Bennett's locations of H&R Block here in North Georgia. So if you're in North Georgia, we recommend a tax professional that can help you file your tax, not just file your tax, but help advise you on things that may help for next year. And that would be Beth Bennett's H&R Block. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a couple weeks. And by then, we'll have a lot of things going on, and you'll be getting a lot of questions from people, and we'll have other things probably coming from the government that we can discuss. You agree?
I think we might see some changes from the government. We're good. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back right after this, and we'll wrap up our programming today because we go to 10 o'clock, and I got some more things I want to share with you.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cast to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. Whoa, wait, medium pizzas? For $5? And all these sides, only $5? I'm speechless. The new $5 lineup, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Hey folks, I'm your host BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show.
Infanticide.
Let me hear this again. I'm 706-889-9700. 706-889-9700. That is our hotline that you can get us 24/7.
Infanticide. Infanticide.
The crime of killing a child within a year of birth. A person who kills an infant, especially their own child. The governor of Virginia We've got a lot of work to do. Have you been on social media? Okay, now you put all the pieces together, right? For David Perdue, the senator of Georgia, I have give you all the pieces, laid all the pieces out. Don't have time to go through them now. I have plenty of the layout of what's going on. Now, Stacey Abrams, the Democrat candidate for governor against Brian Kemp, is giving. He was invited. She was invited 3 weeks ago by Chuck Schumer to give the Democrat response. This is her test up there, I guess, for whether she will be running against David Perdue. Maybe she'll use this to announce she's running. I do not know, but it's interesting. Keep in mind the Democrats' long game. There's no way the Republicans match up in the long game. They just do not. Okay? The Republicans are always scrambling to try to figure out how to make something happen in the short term when the Democrats have a long game. Here, I want you to go look up. They want what? They want Puerto Rico to be a state. You think it's laughable? You think it's a joke? Keep an eye on it. They want Puerto Rico to be a state. What would Puerto Rico be then? 2 Democrat senators. Let me tell you where else they want, and they're serious about it. They want Washington, D.C. to be a state. That's right. What would that be? 2 more Democrat senators. That'd be 2, 4. They are working on their long game to put this away to where the Republicans never stand a chance again of getting the House of Representatives or the Senate or the White House. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think that's what they're working on, an end all. And Republicans are so close to the edge because we finally have a president of the United States that'll just come right out and say, Paul Ryan, okay? Paul Ryan lied to me, came in the office and lied to me. 52 minutes ago, the President of the United States tweeted out, Democrats are becoming the party of late-term abortion. This because, I'm telling you, they don't like the Twitter, okay? All right, Thune, John Thune, is that his name out there, Senator? You don't like the Twitter. You don't like it. But the President of the United States knows that when he talks to the swamp, it's not going to make it through the filter of the swamp to get back to the American people. 53 minutes ago, the President of the United States, Democrats are becoming the party of late-term abortion, high taxes, open borders, and crime. I waited my whole life for somebody to just call it, and the Republicans do not like that, okay? An hour ago, the president tweeted out, Republicans on the Homeland Security Committee are wasting their time. Democrats, despite all of the evidence, proof, and caravans coming, are not going to give money to build the desperately needed wall. I've got you covered. Wall is already being built. I don't expect much help. Didn't expect much help. Paul Ryan shoved a knife in his back. Republicans shoved a knife in his back. He doesn't expect much help, okay? But he's going to do it. Okay, China's top trade negotiators are in the U.S. meeting with our representatives. Meetings are going well with good intent and spirit on all sides. China does not want an increase in tariffs and feels they will do much better if they make a deal. They are correct. I will be meeting top leaders and I will be in the Oval Office meeting with top leaders and representatives today in the Oval Office. No final deal will be made until my friend President Xi and I meet in the near future to discuss and agree on some of the long-standing and more difficult points. Very comprehensive transaction. China representatives are trying to do a complete deal, leaving nothing unresolved on the table. All of the many problems are being discussed and will be hopefully resolved. Tariffs on China increased to 25% on March 1st, so all working hard to complete by the date. Those are some of the tweets that are going out. China, okay, right? Deal. They're going to make a deal. They will. Now, every time you discuss something with Russia, they continue to say over and over, this is the reason why every time Russia comes up, that they can prove that Putin, let me back this up, all of the intel, anything that says intel yesterday on pictures, the intelligence community, if you have anything there, the intelligence community or CIA or FBI, anything on that, if you'll put that up. But today, the media is all going after Trump and saying that his foreign policy is Putin's foreign policy. And I mean, it's the furthest thing from the truth, but his foreign policy is Putin's foreign policy. That's not right. That's not true. We have these caravans coming. I want to talk about those just a minute before we close today. These separate caravans. Josh, go to the picture that says, if it comes up there, let me see if I can get this. I apologize, folks, for the one that says Mexico City, and it says Mexico suspends fast-track visa program. Put that up there. Okay. Now, Mexico, nobody is talking about this. You did not get this for 2 hours this morning, 3 hours on any of the networks. Fox did run it. Mexico suspends fast-track visa program. They had they are so overwhelmed with people crossing the border. Okay. Give me, now either you think Fox News is lying, give me the one that says U.S. officials brace for 2 more caravans, okay? And then let's go with the one that says, I thought I had it there. There's about 12,000 coming this way, all right? 2 more caravans, about 12,000 coming this way. They get the visa, the Mexican 1-year visa. They only did 4,000, and they've suspended it because they're overwhelmed. Mexico is overwhelmed. And what happens, that gives these illegals a year asylum. And they take that year and disappear within Mexico, and they head up to the border to cross into the United States. Mexico has suspended that program. So I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Don't forget, tomorrow morning we're going to be at Circuit World in Blue Ridge, and we'll have our Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley, and then we'll have our all-star political panel. And after the all-star political panel tomorrow, we will not have our segment on North Georgia Senior Living. Jesse is out of town. But we'll have an extended all-star political panel, and then we will have our Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, because it's Valentine's season, day coming up or whatever, we're going to talk to Dr. David Markwell from Ridgeline Counseling about just that, relationships. So right on the other side of these commercials, Dr. David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling, and we're going to talk about relationships.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment, All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
We're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas, stuffed garlic knots, breadsticks, bone-out wings, pasta, and new Cinnabon mini rolls. We're the $5 lineup with the best sides for your pizza.
$5 each.
Choose 2 or more, $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Okay, folks, it's time for Dr. David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling. And you know what? February, Valentine's Day. So our subject today, our topic is relationships. Dr. Markwell, how are you today?
Doing well, Brian. Doing well. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, and I will say we're getting into February here. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, are going to be a lot of flowers purchased, maybe candy, out to dinner. It is Valentine's Day coming up on us, and let's talk about relationships. Is it a little different through Valentine's Day to maybe work on relationships? I mean, I'm stuttering a little here on there. I want to be careful what direction I go in. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody out there. But let's talk about relationships and when we know there is a struggle and how to move forward and help each other through the struggles in a relationship.
Sure. No, I think the point you were making about, Valentine's, to me, it's similar to, New Year's Day when people, as we talked before about making resolutions. The truth of it is sometimes people will use a sentimental day like Valentine's Day as a marker for either the beginning of a relationship or, the need to focus on the relationship. But as we said about, resolutions, we can start any particular day. And the same would be true for relationships. From a therapy standpoint, I'll share with you the research shows that there are various forms of counseling. There's individual counseling, there's family counseling, and marital counseling, as well as group counseling. And they have done some research among therapists as well as clients about the level of difficulty or challenge in that particular therapeutic relationship. And what's usually seen in the research is that individual counseling, where it's just that one individual client and the therapist, is probably the least challenging therapeutic relationship. The most challenging is not family counseling, it actually is marital counseling. So it can there's a dynamic in a relationship, especially a marriage relationship, that can bring a lot of strength, but as you and I know, and it can also bring a lot of challenge and difficulties.
Well, so many couples have much different things going on in their marriage. So there's probably not just one thing, but what are some of the things that you would say are signs that, maybe we should go to counseling together? We're not communicating, or what are some of the things that come up that before your marriage gets into what I say troubled waters, that you say, hey, these are some signs to watch, and it may be best then to start, talking through it in counseling? What say you?
Well, I would say that, you've got what we would call the more obvious, and then the ones that are not as obvious but can just be as sinister in the relationship. The more obvious might be if there is some type of maybe relationship that's taking place by one of the spouses outside of the relationship, an extramarital affair. That definitely can bring about the need of, hey, we need to bring in a third neutral party, to discuss what's going on in the relationship, or other types of maybe some type of active, alcohol or something else that's creating some type of alcoholism issue. But a lot of times what most couples aren't aware of is kind of this drifting that goes on. And the thought is, well, we're together. No, we're not putting as much energy into our time together and that attention that we used to give each other. But, we've got a family, we've got kids. And sometimes that's a very insidious type of thing that can get into a relationship and actually create a great divide that some people aren't aware of. And in those situations, this is where the challenge comes in counseling, is if a mom and or dad see some behaviors in their child, maybe some things, behaviors at home or behaviors at school, most of the time the parents will call up a therapist and say, hey, we need to bring little Johnny in, little Susie in, and talk about, what's going on at home or school. But in marriage counseling, because you're talking about that challenging part of the relationship, it may be one partner that's sensing this drifting or sensing the issue, and sometimes they won't bring it up, and that actually continues to create more of that divide. Or it can also, if it is brought up about, hey, we need to go to counseling, the other person may not feel that divide or definitely feel some hesitancy about going to counseling.
Well, I was going to ask you that if you feel there's a point where one of the partners there in the marriage, feel there's something that they would like to discuss in counseling, how do you approach your partner, your husband, your wife, or whatever? How do you approach that? What is the best way to go about that? Because sometimes, there may be a feeling that if you approach somebody, immediately defense goes up. Hey, I'm not doing anything wrong here. But how would you approach that?
And that's a good point, because I will tell you a lot of times from a counseling standpoint, I've been in counseling room with a couple, and one or the other, usually, not always, but usually it's the husband, has a fear that by coming to counseling, the focus is going to be on the husband. He's going to be perceived as, the issue, and it's all going to be about, fix the husband, fix the husband, fix the husband. And that's why very often it's important when you're talking to a therapist that both parties feel like there's neutrality in the approach. What I usually encourage a person, a spouse who is wanting to maybe approach the conversation of counseling, is approach it as much as you can with words, terms, phrases that have to do with not necessarily you are creating this, but more along the lines of we and us and ours, things that are more like this is a joint effort of us going into this meeting with this stranger, this therapist, to discuss our issues. Sometimes if you can stay in that area of, it's not just an issue with you or an issue with me, it's actually something that's impacting us. The us can sometimes bring about at least a little less defensiveness, I guess you could say.
Let me ask you this, okay, because I was thinking this out. Okay, one, in a relationship, you go through different stages of the relationship. Newlywed, children, high school kids. There's different stages of the relationship, and you may not need ongoing counseling. I'm trying to be careful with my words here as a need for counseling, but it may be a good thing to have different stages of your life, to have some counseling as you go to the next stage. I use one called empty nest. I mean, if you have children, you have 3 or 4 children, you go through high school, and every night you're at the baseball game, and every night you're here, and the next thing you know, you're driving them off to college, and you come home and you get up the next day and nobody's there.
Right.
So is it good for a relationship to take these different stages in time and maybe go through some counseling, not particularly that something's really wrong with the relationship, but just to talk about these times in your life that you're going through.
No, that's a good point. And I'll mention there is a researcher that's out. You can read a lot of his books. His name is John Gottman. And I always tell clients that are from marriage, it's not John Gotti. That's a different guy. It's John Gottman. And John Gottman writes a lot about relationships. And what he says is that there are two particular pockets of time, or as you were talking about, spaces of time in the marital life where the couple needs to be really aware of focusing in on the relationship, and as you're saying, maybe even be aware of the importance of bringing in like a therapist or a counselor. The first pocket of time is, as you were talking about newlyweds, the first 7 years of the married life. He says that those years are, the adjustment, the honeymoon stage wears off. There's all these types of things that are going on in the transition. So the first 7 years definitely are very pivotal years with threats that can come to the establishment of the relationship. And then the other period of time, which is interesting from what you talked about, is years 16 to 20 of the marriage. And he says that it has to do with, as you were just talking about, the kids are now launching into life. They're, in most cases moving on, going into work, college, establishing their own identities and so forth. And if the couple has not, in the years prior to that, focused in on each other and their relationship, at that point, when the children are gone, they turn and look at each other and they're kind of like, they don't know each other. And at that point, he says the years 16 to 20 of the marital life are also very pivotal. So those would be good time periods, even if things are appearing to be okay, to be aware of. But again, just like with Valentine's or New Year's, there's really no particular time you can start any kind of focus. I encourage my clients sometimes after they've gone through an issue is, let's don't wait until the next issue comes along. Why not come back in, 2 months just for a checkup? And if everything's going great, that's fantastic. If not, we'll tweak a little bit, and then we'll come back in a couple months after that. So definitely I think there's some pivotal times, though, that you could be aware of.
Doubling back before we close, we are talking, because it's February, about Valentine's Day, and that may be being a marker, but I want to stay focused here. If in your relationship there's some difficulty within your relationship right now, and I hate to say problems, obviously there's nothing wrong with going over and buying some flowers and getting some candy and making some reservations for dinner and going to dinner and just at least coming together as a couple in the relationship. But really the next day you feel good emotionally, but you didn't solve the problem that is within the relationship. Am I right?
Correct. A lot of times, as you said earlier, chocolates, candies, cards, flowers. For some people, that definitely, they've given cards and candy and flowers throughout the whole year. And so the person is used to having a healthy kind of relationship. But for some, they use that kind of as a marker that, okay, we're okay today. But as you said, the next day, life gets back, and those issues that were present prior to Valentine's Day are still there. And those are times in which it might be good to, bring in a neutral party. For some people, it's a professional counselor. I know others will seek, advice from ministers and others as well. But just to bring in a neutral party and talk about what's going on and try to seek some resolution, because most marital couples, when they come to a professional counselor, the research shows that they're probably already on those last points of that relationship. In other words, it's kind of it's tipped, and so you have to work really, really hard. So it's usually good way before that, at the first sign of things, to begin to talk about it.
Dr. Markwell, anything concerning relationships this morning that we did not discuss that you were hoping to share with your audience, or anything there?
Well, just the fact that, relationships are something that's a work in progress and that you need to continue to look at it like it's, something that's everyday kind of occurrence. And it's kind of this relating with two people. It's also challenging, but to realize that the challenges sometimes can bring us closer just as much as can drive people apart. We can actually draw closer and use that as something that can strengthen our relationship.
Dr. Markwell, we thank you very much for being on today. We have been joined by Dr. David Markwell from Ridgeline Counseling, and Dr. David Markwell right there on the screen, Ridgeline Counseling, and there is his phone number. And we've been talking about relationships today. And if you ever want to share these segments with family and friends, you can go to our YouTube channel, FYN-TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel, click on the playlist, and click on Dr. David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling segment there, and they're all archived there. You can share with family and friends at any time. And next week we'll have a new topic for Dr. David Markwell.